What if I told you that in World War II, soldiers actually buried their own tank engines underground? Not to hide them from the enemy, but because they had no other choice. This is the desperate story of the Carro Armato P2640, better known as the P40, Italy's most powerful tank of the war that almost never fought like a tank. By 1943, Italy finally produced a vehicle that could stand beside German armor. The P40 mounted a 75mm gun, thick frontal armor, and was designed to counter Allied Shermans in North Africa and Italy. On paper, it looked promising, but Italy had a crippling problem: industry. Engines were scarce. Factories were bombed, supply chains collapsed, and when production began in 1943, many P40 hulls rolled off assembly lines with one fatal flaw: no engine. When Italy signed the armistice in September 1943, Germany seized control of northern factories. Around 100 P40s were completed under German supervision, but even then, dozens lacked proper power plants. So what do you do with a heavy tank that can't move? You turn it into a bunker. Italian and later German crews dug pits, lowered the tank hull into the earth, and removed or buried the engine systems. What remained was a steel pillbox, thick armor, rotating turret, powerful gun, but permanently fixed in place. Instead of maneuver warfare, these tanks became static anti-tank strongpoints defending key roads, mountain passes, and defensive lines across northern Italy. Some were integrated into German defensive networks during the brutal Allied advance up the peninsula in 1944-45. It was a humiliating fate for what was meant to be Italy's answer to modern armored warfare. And here's the irony. The P40 wasn't a terrible design. It was simply born too late in a country whose industry couldn't sustain modern war production. Unlike Germany's Panzerkampfwagen 4 or America's M4 Sherman, the P40 never reached full operational strength. It became a symbol of excess industrial strain, powerful ideas trapped inside broken logistics. Imagine being a tank crewman trained for mobile armored combat, only to be told your tank would never move, that your engine would be buried in the dirt, and your machine turned into a stationary fortress. Steel without mobility, power without movement. In the end, the P40 didn't fail because of its gun or its armor. It failed because wars are not won by weapons alone. They're won by the ability to build, fuel, repair, and move them. And for Italy in 1943, that ability was already buried.